Okay, this is a review of my 2003 Honda Accord V6 EX, I believe. And welcome to my channel, first of all. I'm not sure what it may be named at the moment. I'm planning on a rebrand, and I haven't done that yet as of now. But anyway, it's a nice spring day in New England. It's the second day of spring, and it feels like spring for once. And yeah, I hope you like the video. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a walk around of the car. First off, and most noticeably, you'll see that headlight there is foggy and that one isn't. That's because I had to replace the right headlight a couple months ago. So that looks a little bit strange, but hopefully when I have enough money I'll be able to replace the other headlight or do some sort of weird Chris fix headlight yellow fix thing on it. Who knows? Anyway, so here's a walk around of the car. It's green. It's a pretty rare color. I haven't seen any 2003 Accords that are green besides this one. It's a V6. It has currently one noticeable tailpipe on the right. That comes out all the way, and then the one on the left, I lost the tip for that. Me and my friend Carson, go give him a subscribe to his channel, whatever you were supposed to say. It's called Carson's IH Garage. I'll put a link up in the description or whatever. He helped me out with taking off the two rear mufflers of this car and basically making it sound a lot better. So as you can see, this thing still has a sticker on it. The rear mufflers are off. There still is, this is what they both used to have, this tip on them. But there's still a resonator and a muffler further back, so it's still legal and the sound is acceptable. Yeah, it's pretty clean underneath, all things considered, besides this, obviously, the new stuff, which isn't treated or anything. But it was a Virginia car, so until this year it hasn't experienced much snow and salt. And yeah. Okay, so looking under the hood, this thing, first of all, has hydraulic hood lifts, which I think are very, very nice. Watch me find the hood latch. There we go. Hydraulic hood lifts. And it has a 3.0 liter V6 producing 240 horsepower, and I think it's 211 pound-feet of torque. There's a first fly flying around me. And so yeah, it's a V6, and it's a very good engine. I don't think this car has ever had, oh, there's an old MG just went by. I don't think this car has ever had any engine issues. So there's the engine. I replaced the brake fluid relatively recently, so that's looking nice and clean. And I replaced the oil back in October or November, I think. And it's looking pretty good. I think I'm probably going to need to change it in about another 1,000 miles or so. See if that'll focus. About another 1,000 miles. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay, here in the cockpit, first thing you'll notice is the new head unit. This is made by a company called Extrons, which makes like custom head units like this for older cars. The old head unit, the CD player wasn't working and I couldn't plug my phone into it, so I got this. It isn't great. I don't know if I would suggest anyone buy it. It's very slow. It's very clunky. The ACE, the heating, the climate control is also very slow and very clunky. But I'm not sure if there's anything better out there. This was, I think, a little bit overpriced. A lot overpriced, actually. It was like $250, and I should have only paid 80 bucks for this. So I sort of regret that decision. But moving on, the leather seats, obviously, they're very nice, they're very comfortable. The driver's side seat has a sort of like lumbar support thing, and they both are automatic, and not automatic, but you know, they've got they move around electrically, as you can see there. And I've got a sunroof, which is very nice, which opens, and I'd probably use it today when I'm not filming this video and I'm not concerned about wind noise. But yeah, the back seat is very nice too. I've got a cushion, or a cover on there, because my dog likes to, I put my dog back there and he would scratch up the leather otherwise. The seats are heated. This is cracked here, just completely my fault, because I was putting this in and I wanted to get the GPS working, and I took it out, and I pushed this back, and when I took this out, it cracked. So it's my fault. It has, but this has cup holders, which are very nice, and and a glove, not a glove box, but you know what I mean, this little side arm thing, that has a decent amount of space in there. You can see I have a mask, and another little compartment that holds, which I can't get out right now, of course, which holds coins and stuff like that. So that's there, that's nice. I've heard that it swivels forward, but I haven't been able to, oh, there we go, yeah, okay. Apparently it goes forward, so you can rest your arm while you're cruising. So the back seat is very comfortable. There's ample leg room, and I'm 6 feet tall, so you can see there's a decent amount of headroom. I mean, not decent, but like I fit. And leg room is okay. Once again, my seat is back almost all the way because I'm a relatively tall person. And these are leather. I have a cover on them because my dog would scratch up the leather. I think I also forgot to mention that this car, because it's the EX model, has a premium sound system, so I think it's 180 watts. It has a lot of bass, and it has tweeters up in the front, so that's very nice, unless you're listening to like something that's already bass boosted, and then the car just shakes. So that's a nice thing about this car. And the back seat is comfortable. I sat, this was my grandmother's car, so I sat back here as a kid, and it was very comfortable. It's a very good, obviously sizable space for a kid to sit back here. And leather all around, on the armrests. There's wood, fake wood obviously, I think, on the armrests. It's a nice place to be, the back seat. So the trunk is very sizable. You can fit anything you want in here. You know, toilet paper, luggage, dead bodies, whatever. So you can see it's very sizable. I have one of those sun visors back here for if I'm parked at the beach or something and the sun is out, and it's to keep the car from heating up too much. And it's very sizable. The back seats fold all the way down, and there's a little bypass there, so I guess you can put your golf bag or skis in there or something. I don't play golf and I don't ski, so I wouldn't know. but there's the trunk. Alright, let's take it for a test drive. So first things first, this car has, is a 5-speed automatic. So it's not a manual, unfortunately. Nonetheless, it still has a very nice power line. 240 horsepower is noticeably a lot of horsepower for a car that's not very large like this one. And the ride is very comfortable. I can feel, you can hear the bumps around me, but the camera's probably shaking because my camera mount is not really even a camera mount. But the ride is very comfortable. It's nicely dampened. There's enough road feel that you can like tell that you're driving and you don't get nauseous. But it's not enough road feel that you're like still very comfortable. And it makes a nice amount of noise, once again because of that exhaust, custom exhaust that me and my friend did, but not too much noise. It doesn't drone on the highway, it doesn't drone at high speed. It's a very nice car to drive, and it's certainly the nicest car that we own. This car has old-fashioned hydraulic power steering, which I think is very nice. It gives it a really good sort of stiff steering feel, you know, a lot of cars nowadays have electric power steering, which I really don't like the feel of. Step on it. The VTEC is very noticeable. That was only going up to 40. I made it almost up to 4,000 RPM, and I think it usually kicks in around 3. Handling is very good. The hydraulic steering gives you a lot of feel for how well this car handles. This is a great size car compared to all of the cars I've driven. I haven't driven a whole lot of cars, but this is certainly one of the best, just because of how much power it has, how comfortable it is, how hydraulics power steering is like great. The transmission is nice, even though it can get a little bit bumpy sometimes, especially when someone not used to like an old-fashioned 5-speed automatic transmission drives this car. But another thing I like about this transmission is it's an automatic, but I can actually like engine brake. So if I'm going down a hill and I'm at around 2,000 RPM, I can engine brake, which is very nice. So I can just coast down a hill and not need to worry about braking or anything like that. I just coast at a steady 30 miles an hour. Let's see if I can. It's a very powerful engine. That was pedal to the metal, and I made it up to about 5,000 RPM. We're going 50 miles an hour at the moment. It's got power. It's got plenty of power, and you can really confidently drive on the highway. You can really confidently drive on the highway knowing how much power this car has. Nice power line, nice transmission. I've heard that these cars have transmission issues, but to my knowledge, this hasn't had any sort of transmission issue. Cars from this time, Hondas from this time period, had kind of funky transmissions. Honda is very good at building engines and is well known for being good at building engines, but they're not so well known for building good transmissions. I think this is a good transmission, and it's good for the amount of power that this car has. But apparently, it occasionally can give some people issues. Anyway, we're back. That's my in-depth test drive, so to speak. Hope you enjoyed. Hope that filmed. Because if it didn't, I'm a freak. One thing I don't like about leather is that it gets very staticky, and it's slightly uncomfortable. I bet if you have longer hair than I do, it's more uncomfortable. But leather headrests make some static. Oh, this is my key fob. It looks a little bit funky, probably. When I got this car from my grandma, the actual key was like half out of the key fob, and so I just took it out, and I use this to like unlock and lock the car remotely. And then I use this, I think it's called a I forget what it's called, but I use this to start the car and whatnot. Oh, don't forget, like and subscribe. Out. Peace out.